I believe that everyone has at least one great story that only they can tell. My best story is dedicated to releasing these stories into the wild, one guest at a time. This week is special as we are presenting stories from cast members of one of my favorite television series of all time, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I'm Travis Tidmore. Join me as I discover Iyari Limon's best story. Iyari, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Thank you. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. It's a beautiful day and I'm grateful for it. And how are you doing?
I'm good. Did I completely butcher your name?
Not at all. You did very well.
Okay.
And I love your outfit.
Well, thank you very much. Tell us a little bit about your backstory.
Like my background, where I came from, where I grew up. Okay. Well, I was born in Mexico, Guadalajara, Jalisco, to be exact.
Okay.
It's a town. My name comes from an ancient dialect that means strong heart. And I grew up basically in Southern California. We moved here when I was a baby, under a year old, actually.
Okay.
So I grew up completely bilingual and very American and very Mexican. And, my parents were immigrants, so that was an experience in itself. And I consider myself kind of a citizen of the world. I've lived in Australia, I've lived in France, I've lived in Mexico, also on and off. That's pretty much it. LA is my home base, is my home, but I love to travel. I love to, experience life in other countries and other cultures. That's and awesome. Expose my kids to other languages. So as Very much cool. As I can.
Well, this is part of our Buffy event. Mm-hmm. Tell people, if they don't know, who did you play on Buffy?
Yes, I know. I should have mentioned that. I played Kennedy in the 7th season of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I was in the last 13 episodes of the last season. I was a Willow's love interest.
Excellent. And how was that experience for you?
Gosh, it was a fantastic experience, but quite unexpected. I don't think I was aware of, I wasn't familiar with it, its popularity. Okay. And I never foresaw everything that was to come from being on that show. But, I got to play, I met amazing people, and I got to be a part of this, legacy, this wonderful, to this day, almost 20 years later, it continues to be with me, and I continue to meet great people, and I continue to be able to connect with people that the show has influenced. So it's been a gift, quite frankly. It's been a gift to have been part of this, to have been part of Buffy, the whole Buffy world. And I never saw that coming when I had booked my first guest star, because, I only went on the show for one episode. Yeah. and then it was one more, and then one more. And that's how it kind of went along. So I never knew how long I was going to be on the show from the beginning. To me, it was just always one guest star and then one more and so forth. So no, I had no idea what I was coming into, and I feel so grateful, to Josh, to the network. It's been a blessing for sure. So I'm very grateful. Yeah.
Well, tell us your best story.
My best story. I don't know if my kids would call me a great storyteller. I'm good at improvising stories. How about I improvise? I have a story. It might not be my best story, but it's a true story. And I'm glad that I can share it and that I lived through it. So, as a little girl, I loved swimming. And, but I had this vivid imagination. And when I would be under the water, I would imagine that the drain would suddenly pop open and that a shark would come through. And just the thought of that would just scare me so much. I would have to jump out of the pool and stare at it and know that nothing was going to come through the drain. But my point is that I always have had this fear of sharks and of the ocean and of just immense water around me, right? Maybe I drowned in a past life, I'm not sure. So I'm in Australia. I'm on, you can't right now. I'm busy. No, but I see my kids, they're like interrupting me.
I understand.
So, okay, that's real. Please, no. Just, so I'm in Australia and I'm shooting a show. This is a while ago. And we have a couple weeks off, and I'm like, I was in Adelaide, South Australia. I decide I want to go to Queensland. I want to go visit the Great Barrier Reef. You know, I want to snorkel. I want to confront the ocean. So my boyfriend at the time came along with me. We took a flight, landed in Queensland, took a tour out to the Great Barrier Reef. And okay, you know what? I don't appreciate this at all. It's like constant. Every time I'm on any phone call, I can't.
I
Quarantine
completely
is great.
understand.
You spend time with your kids, but at the same time, you can't get away from them if you try. Sorry. So I'm making this really long, aren't I?
No, you're good.
So I went with my boyfriend at the time, whom maybe I should tell you who he is, because I think that will make the story a little bit more fun. So he played Pedro in Napoleon Dynamite.
Okay.
Yeah. Ephraim. So he was with me, and he didn't know how to swim. So getting him on the boat was an accomplishment on its own, you know? And so we're on this boat and we have these wetsuits on, and everything for him is a little scary. He's in the middle of the ocean, doesn't know how to swim, but we have noodles. So, hey, we're safe. So we go out and our tour guide's very specific, telling us don't go far away from the boat. There's a lot of great whites here, and although they don't like human flesh, it's very common. You know, there was a couple a month ago. They were on their honeymoon, and the wife got killed by a great white. Not that they want to eat you. They try to kill, and they don't like human flesh. But nevertheless, one bite, you're gone. So, okay, we were aware of that. I convinced Ephraim to go into the water. He didn't want to go in. And I said, come on, you have a noodle. Little baby steps, right? Baby steps. I'm pushing him out. And we're both in the water, and he's got a little noodle. And he's like, okay, I can dig this. And I'm proud that I got him into the water. And I have a little underwater camera that I'm very excited about, taking pictures while I'm snorkeling. And I see a baby shark. Baby shark, no, I had to, it was just And so I see a baby shark and I don't freeze. I get very excited, in fact, but I can't snap a picture because it just went by too fast. So I'm following this baby shark, not telling anybody, because I don't want anyone to freak out. I just really want a picture. And I can't find it, so I start to follow it. Out, and I tell Ephraim, here, follow me. And he's like, where are we going? Just follow me. We're just going a little bit further. And we're both swimming out, and I can't find this baby shark. And before you know it, I'm way out there. I turn around, and I could barely see the boat. And Ephraim's off to the side. And I'm thinking, where the hell did this shark go? Where'd this baby shark go? And as I'm snorkeling, searching for it, out of this huge coral comes these beady, intense eyes. They lock eyes with mine, and it's the mom. It's the mom, and she's like warned. I can sense, I perceive that she's like bothered, and she's like, what? And she locks eyes with me, straight at me. She was really close to me. And in that moment, I remember feeling like, I'm so sorry. I don't want to disturb you and your baby. And I turn around and I swam, I think, faster than I've ever swam in my life. Mind you, I used to think that if I ever came face to face with a shark, I would freeze in fear and it would eat me, because I know that I wouldn't be able to move. And just the thought of it would make me freeze, just the thought of it in the ocean. But it didn't happen like that. It's like the survival thing comes over you. And I swam so fast to the boat, knowing that it was behind me, knowing that I could be attacked any second, knowing that it confronted me, because it was a confrontation for sure. And and then I look over, and Ephraim's like, with his little noodle, he's like, what's going on? Because he sees a panic in me and I'm like, shark. I just leave him there, and he's like with the little flippers and his noodle, you know, and at that moment, it's like I didn't even care for him. I mean, I kind of knew he was safe because he was like a distance away, but I'm thinking I need to get away. I need to see the boat. And in my mind, I'm thinking, I just need to see the boat. I need to see the boat. If I see the boat can see me. If the boat can see me, there's always like a rule of thumb, like if you can see the camera could see you, right? When you're on set.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, if I see the boat, it means the boat can see me. And if the boat can see me, they can save most of me. That's what I was thinking in my head. I kid you not. I was thinking they can save most of me. And so anyway, I couldn't have gone fast. I got to the boat, and I remember as soon as I touched the boat, I threw my arms and legs around the boat, like for my dear life, just wanting to get out of the water. And eventually Ephraim came wobbling along, you know, with his noodle and his flippers. Poor Ephraim. I swear, the things I get people into. I have many stories. And I told the tour guide, and he said, oh yeah, that mother was not happy. You know, you were bothering its baby. And I have to say, you're lucky. That mother was not hungry. I am shocked that she didn't attack you. And as he's telling me this, it's surreal to me. So I'm thinking one of the biggest fears of my whole life, my whole childhood, is coming face to face with a shark. And I did just that. I went searching for this, you know, fear of mine apparently, and I went face to face with an upset mother great white shark. And I guess it wasn't my time because she didn't do anything to me, but I felt her intention. Like she was not happy. And the fact that I lived to tell is kind of cool now, but I don't know that I'd want to relive it. You know?
I can imagine.
Oh my God. But yeah, it was definitely an experience. I can say that I went head on with a great white. Lived to tell.
Awesome.
I guess it wasn't my time.
That was
that's
great
one of my
story.
I'll tell you another story in another day.
All right. Well, I'd love to have you back and get another story. Yeah.
Great. Yeah.
Where can people find you at these days?
You know, I'm just kind of jumping back. I'm jumping back on board in this whole. I took a hiatus of about 15 years. Had kids, moved to Mexico, lived around. But I have a new website. It's Iyari Limon. God, is it .com? Maybe it's I don't know. I can't remember because I'm not running it. I mean, somebody running it. But you know, on Facebook, it's actually just Iyari Limon, my name, the way it's spelled. You can find me on Facebook, and on Instagram it's the same thing, Iyari Limon. And yeah, I'll be working on a film this summer, which I'm very excited about. I haven't worked in such a long time. I did a couple episodes of a couple of TV shows recently, but because I'm just back, so I'm excited to get my feet warm again and get it going and start working I'm in a whole new place in my life as a mother, as an older woman. So I'm excited to see where this journey takes me, and I'll post all that on Instagram, the film and where I'll be. But for now, yeah. You can find me there.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much. It was nice talking to you too. Thank you so much for being on the show, and it was a blast to have you.
Thank you so much.
Special thanks to Iyari for dropping in and telling us that tale. Be sure to check back tomorrow for a brand new episode, as we'll be releasing new episodes every day this week as part of our Buffy event. If you enjoyed the show, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Our title music is Red, White, Black, and Blue by Peg and the Rejected. If you have a story you'd like to tell, hit us up on our Facebook page, over on Twitter at MyBestStoryShow, or via email at mybeststorypodcast@gmail.com. All of those links are in the description below. Until next time, go live your best story.